Hey everyone. Recently, I was on the Shade Room on Instagram, and I want to share with you something about international global superstar singer and businesswoman Rihanna. Something that she had to say regarding children that several people have many opinions on, and many people are even declaring that Rihanna is pregnant. Even though she hasn't come out with an official statement, people are saying that, but they are saying a lot more as well. So go ahead and watch this clip right here. I'm going to share with you.
I'm a black woman. I come from a black woman who came from a black woman who came from a black woman, and I'm going to give birth to a black woman. And so it doesn't even, it's a no-brainer. That's who I am. It's the core of who I am in spirit and in DNA. And I'd always stand up for what I believe in and who I love and who I know, who I respect. My mother's raised me to be an incredible woman, and she's a strong, incredible example of what to be and how to fight through obstacles in life. And I'm sure her mom has also taught her. And that's how I'm going to be. Like, we're impeccable. We are impeccable. We're special, and the world just is going to have to deal with that.
Okay, so if any of you are unfamiliar with who Rihanna is dating, well, she is dating a very handsome, masculine, intelligent businessman named Hassan Jamil. And he's an heir to a family that's worth billions of dollars. And he has money in his own right as well. His family, I believe, owns Toyota. I believe it's Toyota, and they do a lot of business deals overseas. They're well-off people. I know that. Okay, so Jamil Hassan, he was reportedly dating Naomi Campbell, the legendary Naomi Campbell, but later he pursued Rihanna. And the couple has been going strong for a while now, and many have been wondering, is marriage and children gonna come? Is it coming soon? Okay, so back to what Rihanna said. All right, she said that she is black in spirit, meaning her identity, and black with her DNA. That she comes from a black mother who came from a black mother who came from a black mother. Now, there has been some people who feel differently, but they've been saying that for a while, ever since Rihanna came out. Now there's been people, the race police, as some people say, for years, again, trying to claim that Rihanna is not black. But yes, she is. If people want to go by that whole majority rule stuff, even though you can't even tell the percentages of every black person you see, you don't know our percentages. But, if they want to say majority rules, fine, then by the race police, then yes, she is black, because having one white grandparent doesn't make you not black, okay? And do you know how common that is these days? But anyway, if we're talking about purity, well, then most black people outside of Africa don't fit that, okay? I said in another video, our family trees all look different, but we all still have we have a slave ancestor, a lot of us, somewhere down the line, but our family trees look different. And if you want to base it on outside appearance, you cannot tell all the time what somebody is mixed with. You can. There are people you might think are black, and they can have a family that looks just like Rihanna, who have one biracial parent and one black parent. The same for my dad. His dad was biracial. His mom was black. My dad looked kind of Arabic, but his sister, if you were to see my aunt, you would just assume, oh, she's just a black woman. You don't know her dad is half white. So you don't know. You can't base who is black based on outside appearance. Okay, because there are people who look more mixed, who took DNA tests, who don't have a high European percentage, and there are people who don't look as mixed, who have a high mixed percentage. So Rihanna is black and proud. And I remember a while ago where there was a fan who commented about Rihanna's hair and said, why does her hair look kind of nappy? That's what they said. And Rihanna clapped back and said, bitch, it's because I'm black. Not saying we all have so-called 4C hair, they call nappy hair or whatever. We all have different kind of textures of hair, but Rihanna had to check that person. And Rihanna has also, again, when she talked about her mom is black and her mom came from a black woman, there are people that are going to see this video and they're going to say, yes, Rihanna's children will be black because of something called mitochondria DNA. Now, I'm not going to get all into that for this video. I will save that for an entire different video. But there are people who believe and go by mitochondria DNA that says, yes, her children are in fact black because they come from her and she descends from black women or women who have African descent. But okay, screw it. I'll say just a tad bit. There is something called mitochondria Eve that every woman, no matter where she comes from, whether that be Asia or Europe or whatever, everybody's mitochondria DNA traces back to an African woman. That's why we have mitochondrial Eve. But anyway, there are people that will strongly say, yes, those kids are in fact that she will have, if this with Hassan, are black. And like I said, I won't get all into that, whether I agree or disagree, but share your opinions in the comments section below on what you feel regarding this situation of people criticizing. I will get to the comments in a second. People criticizing, oh, if her kids will be black or not. And also make sure you like and share and subscribe to this video, especially black women. You better check out my videos because I believe I'm going to help save your life. So anyway, back to Rihanna. Okay, so her man, again, is a well-to-do man, and Rihanna is proud to be black, and she says that her children will be, she didn't say a boy, but she said she'll be raising a black woman if she has a daughter with him, but you know. So there are over 20,000, I believe, comments under that video. And unfortunately, I can't share all of them with you. I can't. But I'm going to share with you some of the comments being left under that video. And then I'm going to give you my opinion about it. Now, okay. Now, here are some of the comments. Okay, let's do this together. Let's look at it. All right. Y'all do know anything mixed with black is still black, right? Y'all really in these comment sections calling the Arab man white? Okay. What if she was like the other colorists and tried to deny her blackness in her future child? Y'all do too much. Rihanna is black. If her child is mixed, they'll be mixed with black, making them black too. We need to stop dividing each other. Y'all just mad your boyfriend ain't a millionaire. Next. Her dad is white and her dude is Middle Eastern. Everybody is not black just because they say so. Okay, Rihanna's daddy is not white. I don't know where these people get this from. Okay, let's see. Mixed race people have their own identity. Shock horror, they're not black. Rihanna is pregnant. Don't say I didn't tell you. Okay, when the black person has a baby, the baby is still black. Y'all love this one drop rule till reparations come and they give it to all the mixed kids y'all worship so much. She is not only black. I'm sorry, Rihanna. You are mixed and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But technically, you're not only black for sure. Your baby will not be black, but mixed race. Even having 1% of black in them, you were still treated as a slave and were discriminated against. So it doesn't matter. Her baby will be black. Mixed people aren't black. Let go of this one drop rule. As she bleaches her skin. Again, as she bleaches her skin. Okay. Majority of us are mixed with any and everything, including white, but you still identify as black. Correction, she'll give birth to a mixed woman with that billionaire she's with. Y'all are choosy when it comes to who identifies as black and mixed. Anything mixed with minority is a minority. I don't give a F what y'all talking about. Everybody, if you have a tint to your skin, they place you in with the minority class. Okay. And it's okay for somebody to be married outside of their race if that's what they prefer. But don't try to hide your racist nature or put your insecurities on people who do that. Nobody is 100% of anything, so please educate yourself before you start talking. She said in spirit and DNA, don't let that go over your head. I love Rihanna, but why does she look so white? Rihanna does not look white. Did she imply that she's pregnant with a little girl? So because she's not dating a black man, that means she isn't black anymore? But we always flare up when a white person disrespects us. Ain't that deep? Black man plus black woman equal black child. The original everything else. Okay, but you're not original, sweetheart. You're mixed, so you're not the original. Okay. When people who look black don't identify as black, y'all are mad. And when they do, y'all are mad. Y'all are just always mad. This planet is dumb, Lord. I get tired of these mixed debates. Anytime someone who doesn't look like your version of black outwardly appreciates it, stop getting mad because a mixed person, as you say, is more proud to be black than you are. Facts. A black queen birthing a black queen, regardless of what the other half is, she will still have black genes running through her body, period. Damn right, Rihanna. I'm black and I'm proud. Rihanna saying she's going to give birth to a black woman and she's dating an Arab, laughing out loud. You guys are sad. Come to Africa and you'll see black has many shades. Stop doing this to your own people. Damn. So basically, she confirmed she's going to give birth to a baby girl. If she has a kid with that man, her daughter won't be black. Did Rihanna just spill the tea that she's pregnant with the girl? So why is your skin so bleached up? Had she said she was mixed instead of saying she was black, y'all would still have something to say. So strange trying to tell people what they are. Race is not real. We're just different shades of brown, from light to dark. Like how you roast a chicken. No such thing as white or black. Okay, so I've read you some of the comments. There were a lot more. Like I said, it's in the thousands. And there were a number of people who said Rihanna is pregnant. Again, that has not been confirmed. Okay, so the first thing I want to address is people constantly saying Rihanna has skin bleached. Rihanna has been light skinned since she was a child, okay? Now, when you are not dark skinned, your skin color can vary. I am brown skin. In wintertime, my skin lightens up. Summertime, my skin darkens up. Yes, in some videos, you will see Rihanna where she looks very pale. And then other videos, you will see her more of a brown or a caramel color. Rihanna is a lighter shade of brown. She's a light-skinned black woman, okay? And she looks the same basically as she did years ago. The only difference is that she's lost some weight. She's lost weight. Lips look the same. Her nose looks the same. Around the eyes look a little different because she lost weight. Her face doesn't look as round as it did when she was younger. Okay, so the next thing I want to say is that her man is not a white man. People are saying this and saying, he's Arabic. Now, the average so-called Arab is mixed race, okay? And all life comes from Africa, as they say. So technically everybody has some black in them. And a large percentage of Arabs are half African. And it's there, and many times, I don't care what anyone says, it can be pretty obvious, okay? But also, they don't all look the same, okay? Arabs can look very different. A little similar, but different. Many of them can pass as Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans are a little more heavily mixed up, and a lot of Arabs can pass for Puerto Ricans because they mixed up too, okay? So, I want you to look at this picture of a half black, half Arabic baby. The baby looks like it can pass as an American black child, African American, a Caribbean, a Latino child. Okay? Now, there will be black people, particularly I notice from Africa or maybe from England, that will disagree, but usually their roots are from Africa. Okay? They don't understand that outside of Africa, there is variety. I mean, yes, there is variety in Africa, but in America, there is variety of how we can look. That child could easily pass off as an American black child. Okay? And you ain't seen how we all look as babies, so don't say nothing. Now, the comments on race. Now, what I'm going to say is a little controversial because some people are sensitive about it, but it just seems to me that it was just easier being called colored back in the day than when it is being black. Now that, I mean, if you notice, we have been called many different terms throughout history: Negro, Afro American, and people are mad about Amara La Negra talking about this Afro Latino, saying that don't exist. Well, there was a time we black people in America were called Afro American. Okay? Afro Latino, Afro American, colored, African American, now black, and people go between African American and black or whatever. To me, the reason I'm saying being called colored made sense is it was because it was less confusing, okay? You know, back in the day, you might have Lena Horne, Dorothy Dandridge, Hattie McDaniel, Hazel Scott. All of them were called colored. All of them had some slave ancestry despite any other admixtures that was going on. There was no debating how African you were, all of this stuff. If you were not white, you were called colored. In fact, in South Africa, they're called colored. You have the colored, then you have the African. Those who are not straight African are called colored. And if many so-called African Americans were to go to South Africa, a number would be called colored. And people will get mad saying, don't you call me colored because it was from the 1950s, but you're saying you're black and black is a color. Are you the color black? Most majority are not the color black. It's a color. So being called colored ain't no different than being called black, but it was less confusion because when people say black, they're talking about being African or having a high percentage of African blood. But when you were called colored, it didn't matter the percentages. They knew you were not white. They could look at you and they can tell, they can still see that you have black in you, African, or whatever you want to call it. And it was just less confusing. You didn't hear all this crap probably back then. It was so simple. Colored and white people. You know, but now everybody's doing all these debates and all this stuff about, you know, who is black. They'll say, well, two black parents make black people, but what did your black parents, what did they families look like? Okay. If you go and look at one of your ancestors on the census or whatever, and it says, oh, my great, 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 whatever was Negro. Yeah, but half white people were classified as Negro then. So you don't really know if that so-called Negro in your family was actually half white or biracial. You know, then there are people with this whole DNA stuff. You can't go by percentages. You can't look at people and tell percentages, okay? I suggest everybody go get their DNA test. Just go get it. Some of us know already some stuff, but go get it. You know, there are people that say, well, you know, all African Americans, they 20% European. It's 20%. I've seen plenty of tests of African Americans who are coming out at 38% European and some higher. So that's not true. Last time I checked, the vast majority of African Americans have not even got a damn DNA test. So that damn study is a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. And I've seen the results on YouTube right on here, where plenty of them ain't no damn 20%. But anyway, I won't tell Rihanna how she wants to identify her own children, okay? She's a woman of color, and her man is a man of color. Now, black is a racial category, it's a social construct, and ethnicity is different. It's different. But I don't get into these debates that much. I'll have to say more later on that. I'm going to let you all give your opinions about what you think about this. What do you think about what Rihanna said, that if she has children, now she didn't say with Jamal Hassan, but that's who her man is. If they were to have children, what do you think about Rihanna saying, she said her daughter, that she is raising a black daughter. She came from a black woman. Her mama came from a black woman. She has a black identity, and she is raising her daughter as a black woman because that's what's in her DNA. And what do you think about people going on and on that her man is white even though he's Arabic? What is your views on Arab ethnicity? I mean, they look very diverse, and they have African lineage, a lot of them. A number of them actually even deny that, believe it or not. Well, it's not hard to believe. So leave your opinion. And do you think Rihanna hinted that she is pregnant? Did you see her rub her belly? Do you think she's given us a hint that she is pregnant? Share your comments below, everybody. Also, we will one day get more specific on what we feel is blackness, because it's not just, you know, well, just because these two people identified as black, that means these are black people. Or, you know, oh, well, your grandparent was white, so you're not black. I mean, really? There's a lot of people, and a growing number of people, who have biracial parents in this country. A number of them. Do you consider the Obama children not black? You wouldn't even know a lot of people's racial heritage, if they mixed or not, by looking at all of them. You wouldn't know that. You would assume some people are straight black. You wouldn't know. My grandma looked Native American. She looked Native American, but she was half white. But if you were to assume she's half white, a number of people, you wouldn't assume that, and particularly in her later years, you wouldn't have thought that. She might have gotten looks because she looked kind of Native American. They might have thought they was looking at an Indian woman, but you would not have assumed a white parent. You don't know. You don't always know. And what do y'all think about what I said about the whole being called colored? Do you think being called colored make more sense than just saying black? Do you think being called black today is adding on to confusion, and that it's just easier to say colored people? Leave your comments below.